More details are revealed for Battlegrounds, including a reduction in energy cost. Stand Your Ground Mastery clarified amongst much confusion and questions about the mastery. 6-star Blade is being buffed but also nerfed at the same time. We'll go over that and much more. Hey everybody, what is oop as they say in Canada, and welcome to the Wednesday MCN show. We've got lots to go over. And also make sure to support the channel, hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all for daily content. Lots of content coming this week and next week, especially because it's going to be new update time. Also, thank you very much to those that support the channel as a patron and as a YouTube member. You're on screen right now. Appreciate you. Thanks for the support. And also those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. I'm preparing to go away on a little bit of a break somewhere, so I'm kind of like stockpiling content, so I may be live streaming tonight, and it may be the only time I'll be live streaming this week, so look forward to seeing you there, which we might be doing a little bit of side quest and maybe some Act 7.3 because I've got to get that done before 7.4 drops later on this month. Now let's move on to a bit of fun and a bit of kind of good news in that we got a little bit more of a teaser of what's happening with Battlegrounds. As a lot of you know, the beta for Battlegrounds goes in April, and there's going to see either, and well, here's the thing, there's a lot that still need to be done. There's a lot of things like, you know, friendly mode that needs to have more of a look into, the ranked mode and how that works from a fair pair up and a fair matchmake, because unfortunately Kabam did matchmaking in a PvP setting with Marvel Realm of Champions and failed miserably. So we wish them all the best. We're trying to get something that is a fair matchup or a ranked match that kind of like works out correctly. Either way, there's been some updates on this. So you can see, first of all, especially by if you go to inside the contest video, like that, there it is, ranked match, and it says 6 energy. This is a big change because before it used to be 30 energy in order to do a match. This is kind of reduced down quite significantly, and as well, what will be the cost when it comes to doing some kind of like friendly mode, because that's another thing like a lot of players want to see is a friendly mode in some shape or form so they can like battle their friends. And that's good because I did have a big concern that if there wasn't going to, if you are able to manipulate and it's not randomized for who you actually go up against, it can be like a bit of a, I don't know, weird instance. Unfortunately, it doesn't really take into consideration dropped inputs, you know, because we're having this kind of game mode. It's like if you have dropped inputs or something goes wrong, you get lag, you get connection problems. It just ruins the experience. And that's something that I think is going to be a key feature to this. How is this game mode going to be when it comes to stability? And hopefully, fingers crossed, it has stability. But look, here's the thing: if you've got better internet than somebody else, if you're kind of got a better device than somebody else, if you've got better consistency for playing in communication with the servers, then hey, you can have a better advantage to the other player. And unfortunately, that undermines and underpins it. But if that is not the case, then I wish this game mode well, because I think it's going to be very enjoyable for a lot of players. But on the plus side of whatever happens, at least to say like you can have a bit of fun with this. Creating your deck is one thing. Also having challenges and battle objectives is another, but also what this new currency will be, which this looks like there is, I don't know, some sort of like new currency that you'll get, you'll be able to spend, and it looks like Get the Goods Battleground store, which looks like it could be tier 5 class catalyst selectors and 6-star shards, which would be good. Whether or not this will be having at some stage rank 4 materials, I don't know. Kabam all seem to be very cagey about giving out anything that's rank 4 materials wise, but we'll have to see in the future. But yeah, looks cool. And by the way, just in main is not, it's not that you can't have a playable Grandmaster character. It's just a case that this is a placeholder. A lot of people can train with this. FYI, if you're looking to train against a Grandmaster fight without having to do all the kind of like you know, things, you can duel just in main and you fight off against a Grandmaster. Just a quick tip, by the way. Oh yeah, that's okay. Next up, and let's talk about Stand Your Ground. So Stand Your Ground Mastery. I'm sure that a lot of people do and don't have this mastery, and it's a very interesting way. I think more interesting from the point of like going up against it in a defensive light. So if you're playing in Alliance Wars, The mastery looks like this. While blocking, your champions have a 17% chance to resist a block break. This scales up to 50% if you unlock at the 5th rank of Stand Your Ground. And why it's been particularly important to kind of look over this is that a thread kind of like sprung up over the last few days, which did get an answer from KebabZibbit about the state of it, and in particular the consistency of it. Now, it's a bit of a grey area, so we'll try and explain this as much as possible. So, as the mastery says, while blocking, your champion has a chance to resist a block break. So you kind of go like, okay, well, that's going to be like, are you doing a heavy attack for that? And you kind of feel like, okay, well, that's going to be at the first hit. A block is when you hit a block, it's like a first time you hit an enemy's block. And again, you try and like think about that in your mind in order to kind of look at this situation. But this particular player was saying that its first hit and heavy connects and goes in, dealing damage, and the second one gets blocked by Stand Your Ground mastery. At this point, this kind of like opens things up for a little bit of confusion, and then obviously Kebab needs to clarify, and we will look to the clarification, but we need to have a look into like why is this so much of a thing, and that is just because it's about clarity and what is clear on like how that works. The same way that one player says if the first hit is a block attempt, it registers as a subsequent hits as still having block applied from what? And then no, when the first hit connects, opponent is no longer blocked. So yeah, when you hit a block and you kind of that's the first interaction on the block. Or is it a case that, and it's just weird. Again, the reason that it's weird is that multi-hit heavy attacks are an example as this mastery working as intended and not working as intended. Again, it's very weird. As I said, this thread was very interesting to kind of like talk about and deep dive, and I think it's important to kind of like look at what Kebab say, which is this. KebabZibbit says, hey there, just wanted to clear things up. The Stand Your Ground mastery has always been able to activate during later parts of multi-hit heavy attacks. Right. Even if the first part breaks a block, this doesn't guarantee that it will activate against heavy attacks that hit multiple times, but it does give it more chance to activate. Right, okay. I got to be honest, I don't think that's particularly clear to point into the mastery itself. I do think the mastery would need to be changed in order to kind of like properly give that particular information, because it's all about, you know, clarity on situations, because a lot of the times when it comes to interactions, you need to have all the information. Kebab need to present all that information, because then we kind of go like, oh, this is working as intended, but it doesn't read like it's working as intended, or it's not working as intended and doesn't read that it's working as intended. There needs to be like a bit more kind of clarity on that if you do take up the mastery, there is a chance that if you're on a defensive application, which we're definitely seeing in some of the imagery at the start of this thread, it just kind of presents that if you're doing alliance wars, it can be a bit of a really annoying to kind of like do, right, let's block break because we have to do, because of the node that we might be on. Oh, I've just been slapped for a load of damage because they were able to block midway. The same way that if you play certain champions, you'll find that even if you've got down for what you think is a parry, you end up parrying a random medium attack of a 5-hit combo, or what an attempt for the enemy is a 5-hit combo, which I've displayed so many times in videos and on stream where I'm like, oh, I just like, whilst I've been blocking, mid-block, just parried an enemy. And I'm like, how does this work? This is so weird. I didn't click on anything. I'm in block stats. How can that be? And it ends up being a thing. And on that particular subject, there's a fair point here by this obviously questioning about the situation. Can you please explain how one goes about standing their ground after their block has been broken by a heavy attack? Do I need to tap the screen profusely until it blocks again? Do I simply press the screen to block in order for it to happen? Does anyone have any footage of this occurring to be able to replicate this effect? I think it really would be worth Kebab looking into this and how they present the mastery. As I said, if you want to keep up to date with this or kind of look over this, then check out this thread that's in the link in the description. It's a very interesting deep dive by a lot of players. You do have to watch out for that person on the forum getting a little bit involved, but this is more of those technical things which, you know, I think it's important to kind of like cover. Right, now onto a very important story, and that is Blade being buffed. Yes. Look, if you watched, like, I know I did a video of this and compared the 5-star to the 6-star. If you haven't seen that video, go and check it out. I did that a little while ago, and yeah, just looked at the fact that it just didn't really seem to make any kind of like a jump up from the 5-star to the 6-star version, and it was left largely like disappointed about, like, yeah, just the damage wasn't there. And it seems like I'm not alone. So back last week, players were talking about this, especially because people were getting Blade for the first time as a 6-star, or getting it as a 6-star. Remember some, like, the glory days. We all remember the glory days of the champion and his usage in certain things. He's still relevant today, taking on villains and also mystic-based champions and those dimensional beings and very specific fights. And as well, having a bleed option, he is great at. But at the same time, it's definitely a case like his damage potential was not there. But look, Kabam have kind of stepped in to have an announcement. I mean, regardless of prestige, I mean, he's always going to be prestige quite low on that one. But Kabam Mike has said that, hey, all, thank you for your patience on this, because, you know, people were interested in seeing something better. I forgot to let you all know that we are looking into it earlier, and I apologize for that. We discovered that Blade was not scaling correctly as a 6-star, and his attack figures were lower than intended when compared to his 5-star and other rarities. His health was also higher than it could be. Really? I mean, all of that, and that being the notice that, I've got to be honest, I really don't see Blade being extensively used in different areas, but, you know, it is what it is. In our next release, so I don't know if this will be, I want to say that will be like 34.1 or whatever, we'll have a fix to address this and should make Blade hit harder. That is good news. That is very good news, that's going to be dealt with. Does this come in line with the champion rebalancing? I don't think so. But still, like, it'd be interesting to kind of see, like, what they beef up. And obviously, we'll be covering it on the channel. We'll be calling it the Blade buff and also health nerf. So yeah, his health is going to be reduced down. I don't think about like a huge amount, but we'll see. Now, in this thread, I have seen people say about, you know, rank down tickets, you know, questioning about spending money on the game, especially from a point of going like, right, well, you know, and this is one of the reasons I don't personally spend in the game anymore. It may be a case I'll spend in the future. However, I must just stress this. On December 26, 2021, there was an answer from Kabam on a situation that was quite clearly like an issue with what they're meant to do with Google Play and as well Apple with the iTunes Store. So here's the thing, like, you have to unfortunately trust Kabam that when you buy something in game that it's not going to change down the line. This is why the rebalancing system is going to be something of an issue, and here's a good example as to why. Like, you know, you bought a champion, or you bought like a, hoping to get a champion, so you bought crystals like the fan crystals or whatever they were, hoping to get a 6-star Blade. You got him. Oh, he's not as good as he once was. And all those kind of like glory days, heydays of the champion seem to be kind of like missing. And it's only from a bit of pressure when it comes to the forums and as well, you know, CCP members, messaging Kabam and other elements to go, oh yeah, that's right. It's not like that good. So yeah, that's just the thing. And as I said, this is one of the reasons I don't spend at the moment in game, is that it has to lead to this, or it takes so much time to go, look, champion no good. Oh, that's right, players, it was no good. Let's go and beef up some numbers. And if you think you're getting ranked down tickets or getting any kind of thing from this, no, not at all. No, you're not getting anything. And that's the sad truth about this. But what's not sad is that you're getting an opportunity to get Medusa and Misty Knight in arenas this week. So that's looking forward to that. I personally have a 6-star Medusa. Love the champion. I love a 6-star version. Yeah, I got a 5-star version, but 6-star version, I got rank 3. Loved it. Use it in Act 7.3 as well. Great champ. In any case, my prediction for round 1 of the Misty Knight Medusa arena goes like this. So I'm going with a very strong 160 mil for Misty Knight. I don't think it's going to come close to like the 180 mils we've been seeing, but I think that people will be interested to grind up for the champion. But there could be a surprise, and a lot of the times when we've seen the Toad arena, Sauron arena, we've seen like some real kind of like drops in the volumes of grind interest from players. So it could be a no-go for certain players, but I do think that the 5-star will go around the 55 mil mark. I do think that when it comes to Medusa, there will be some element of popularity about that champion to grind, but still, let's face it, it's a basic champion, but still it's also like an interest. Like 6-star Medusa is a pretty nice champion to have. 52 mil is what I'm going with a 6-star version, and if I can spell right, whatever a 5-star Surtar is, 5-star Medusa is 18 mil for the 5-star. So yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty kind of like fair kind of prediction there for that. But we'll see what happens with the results drop on Sunday, and tune in to Monday's Marvel Contest of Champions news show for more details on the results. Cheers everybody for that, and make sure as well to check out the channel and check out some other stuff. Like fresh content is posted every single day. Come back every single day for fresh Marvel Contest of Champions based content. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, which will be about a puzzle update, and then we'll be finishing off with some side quest, last quest of the month grind, and then a live stream later on. Cheers everybody, have a great day, bye bye.